So this is Nasir Idrisi on the drill floor, right? Rig floor, with Jerry Torino and Helen Evans, who are going to talk about the logging process. So we were done drilling. After the drilling process, we put down the logging tools to get measurements of the hole that was just drilled. So, hi Jerry.
Hi.
Helen.
Hi.
So, can you give us a breakdown of what happens here?
Well, right now we're taking tool string apart. We put a series of tools on top of each other to measure the chemical and physical properties of the rocks that we just drilled through. To get continuous profiles of what of the rocks on there, get some of the properties that of all the formation. And so now we're taking this one apart. This one particularly measure natural gamma ray, sonic velocities, how long it takes for sound waves to travel to the different types of rock. And we had at the very bottom a micro resistivity imaging tool. The focus of the program right now is to try to image the borehole and try to see the structures and trying to orient the structures with respect to the in situ stresses. So you see that at the bottom we'll take most of this tool string together and we'll put another one and we'll send it down, and that will be the last one. And it's also to image the borehole.
So Jerry, why is this important to log, to get this information with respect to the cores that were pulled out?
Well, a lot of times what we drill and we try to core, but we don't recover 100% of what we drill through or we core. And so this is a continuous profile of the different properties that allow us to reconstruct the entire sequence that we drill through. And fill in the gaps that are left by not recovering some of the core.
So do you get any horizontal information from outside of where the hole is?
Yes, we did. We could reconstruct entire stratigraphy, looking at horizontal or so looking at vertical structures. This particular tool allows us to reorient the structures with respect to magnetic north. It's something that we cannot do with a core,
right.
So we're trying to realign some of the core pieces.
Excellent.
And then we can put that in a frame that we could actually understand a little bit more about what's happened in this area and reconstruct the evolution of this plateau.
Great. So let's get out of the way. We're on a. It's kind of dangerous to be here, so we have to be careful and be aware of what's going on because there's a lot of heavy equipment that's being moved around out here. So, well, the thing is, when you take a core, you're only taking just one pinhole picture of the physical attributes of the sea floor. So this seems to be quite important in terms of getting also, at least to a certain extent, the horizontal feature that was cored.
Yeah, the horizontal is within a certain extent because some of the measurements just go around the borehole. But what this really allows is to look at the properties in situ, meaning that the temperatures and pressures where they currently exist. And we brought them up to the surface at a totally different condition so that they change a little bit on the way up. And this also allows us to get a complete profile, which we didn't have before, and the ability to reorient all the cores or some of the cores and get structures that are oriented is extremely important if you're going to try to relate it to some of the regional stresses and what's going on in a more regional basis instead of a more localized situation that happens a lot with only having cores.
Good, thanks. Can I get Helen here?
Sure.
Helen, can you tell me about the data that's recovered from the logging and how that's made available to the scientists?
Well, we measure all this data. We can see it coming up in real time, so we know what we've got. We then send data back to the beach. It gets processed, depth matched, some corrections done to it. Then it'll get sent back to the ship via satellite, and we'll put it in the database that makes it available to all the scientists on the ship. We also give them these nice long printouts of our results so that they can start looking at them right away. and compare it with the core data and help them better understand what
Right.
we have from the core data.
Right. So it seems that the whole logging process is essential to the coring in the
Yeah, I
whole.
think to get a complete picture of the borehole and the surrounding mythology and the science that we can get out of it, it's really important that we log because it tells us what's missing, gives us information that we just can't get from the cores themselves sometimes.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.